To have healthy kids, healthy family. Not to be extremely wealthy, just to have enough money to make ends meet. I think that makes people happy. It helps me, get through each day, knowing that I've accomplished. I try not to set my standards too high. Just take on what I can manage. That's a good question. I would say yes, but I think that we look too much to other countries to get things done cheaper than it is to get it done in America. I think that they could lean more on the Americans, buy more USA, than to go to other, poor countries and pay them to get things done. That's what I think is different. I think that the dream was to have everything established here, and they're leaning to the other countries now. Well, we have our first black president. That's a major accomplishment. There's more women in office. I think there's a lot more diversity than there ever was. I think because of the way the economy is now, people are acting a little bit more realistic and not living beyond their means. And it's a good thing to go back a little bit, Work harder and not expect $1 million for doing it. I would say yes. I think that America has pretty much fulfilled what they set here to do. And they are trying to make it better. And to develop one nation under God and be able to accomplish things as they did in the old country, but with a little bit more liberal, a little bit more, less of a controlling government, more for the people,
It was like the Scarlet Letter, where it was more idiocracy.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I think that they were all pretty much working for the same thing. They just felt that there was different ways to achieve it.
Like, what do you mean by different ways to say it? For example, Stanley.
Well, Stanley was a little bit old-fashioned, wasn't he? He just, he wanted things done the way they always were done. And Stella was always fighting him for that, right? Fighting him, saying, there's a better way to do it, or an easier way to do it, or we can do this now. We can do things differently now than we did before, and get the same things done. Now Blanche, I don't remember Blanche too much.
She was more of a dream than realistic.
Okay.
For example, the great.
Yes, back then, but that's what I mean. Because of the economy the way it is now, I think that it's getting down to the basics. Like when I say that people don't live beyond their means like they used to, because you can't. You just can't do it anymore. People are they think they're smarter than anybody else with their ways of getting money, and they're always finding different ways, whether it's through the internet or whatever. I think that people are more aware of the consequences.
Time, the American Dream was declining during the 1920s,
Right. Yeah,
the roaring
that was because of the war that was brewing, you know. And we are going through a war right now, but and that's why the economy is the way it is again. It's almost
of the
back
wars.
like, you know, like in World War I, or is it World War II?
World War One.
World War I. See, I don't remember too much about that one. But it seemed like the United States was a little bit more together, you know. Whereas the Vietnam War was a silly war that nobody really agreed with it. Now this war that we're in now, this war that we're in against terrorism, everybody is supporting it basically because so many, because it touched us so much closer to home. So I think that people are a little bit more at peace with themselves with the fact that we are going through the war and why we're going through the war. Not yet. I need a grandchild. My American dream is family, health, and friends. And yes, I'm comfortable there, but I still need some grandchildren, I'm telling you. Yes, I think I have. I'm not completely done yet.
So it's not materialistic, not whatsoever.
No. I wasn't brought up that way either. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to have a lot of money and everything you want, but I think it makes you feel better if you work hard at it and earn it instead of finding the wrong way of doing it. You know? No, I don't agree with that one. I think that I think they put you kids through too much schooling. I mean, you have to have a college education, then you have to, go to grad school, then, keep going and going. Once you get your college education, you should know where you're at that point, or know what you want to do, and be able to get a job and earn a decent living. I mean, you're spending all these thousands of dollars on this education that
where everyone's competing for the same.
Everybody's competing for the same thing. Nobody's getting any jobs. The only people that are making any money are not the principals, the
schools,
the professors,
yes.
And things like that. And it's a shame because in lower education, like your grammar school education, your high school education, those are your most important times of the year, and those people don't make any money. They're lucky to keep their jobs, So I think that people can reach a point in their education where they should be able to move forward to start working and learn that way.
Whereas teachers, for example, teachers in high school should be teaching like entrepreneuring of how to create a new product, for example.
Right. Or like what do you call them? They're trade schools, like.
Yeah.
If you're interested in doing something, say you want to work on computers and you decide to go to a trade school just to learn the basics, it's something that you'll continue to grow and learn as you're working in that, If you show an interest in doing it, how often does technology change? Daily, practically. You could be going to school forever for something like that. It's just an example, but I mean, it's just like anything else. If you wanted to, I don't know, work on a plane engine, then chances are those will advance. Things will advance. Maybe you want to work on a rocket ship or something. They're constantly changing things. You don't have to keep going to school to keep up with it. If you keep up, at a job, as it grows, you'll understand and learn.
To decide that the things that I tried were